Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're getting great value. Hope you have a journal filled with notes already. I know some of you are going to need to watch this over again, whether you came on after we started or it's an awful lot to try and absorb in a short period of time. Do your best to, like I said, I paid $10,000 10 years ago for 2 hours of generic advice that from somebody who didn't understand network marketing. What you're getting is 8 hours of lots of tips from people who deeply understand network marketing. And from that, you're going to find out what works for you, what doesn't. You're going to put things into practice. You're going to hold on to some other things that you might roll out later. You're going to create this for yourself. You're able to do that for a fraction of what I paid for a fraction of what I got. Or for 10 times what I got. You're going to get so much more. We have 5 more hours or 4 hours and 40 minutes remaining left of this. So our next person that we have up, he's a young man who I've just gotten to know recently. He's an awful lot of fun. He absolutely, I believe, has cracked the code when it comes to creating engagement, conversation, connection with your audience. Whatever that audience is, whether it's one person, 5 people, or 50,000 people, he can teach you how to reach those people with the platforms that are available to you today. Please welcome up Fraser Brooks. Fraser.
Cheers, Eric. All right, so guys, really happy and blessed to be here and be a part of this social media summit. Super excited. I get really passionate about this subject, network marketing, social media, and I'm from a place called Liverpool, the Beatles and all that, and we speak very fast. So I will move at 1,000,001 mile an hour. I'm just letting you know that. So if you can't keep up with me, this is all replayed, it's all good. I think the Americans are already lost, right? Like a few minutes behind me. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about visibility, because visibility in social media will lead to influence. And network marketing, listen to this very carefully. Network marketing has changed my entire life. I was not a leader when I was born. I was not a leader at 5, I was not a leader at 10, I was not a leader at 15, 18, 20, 21, 22. I was not even a leader when I was 25 years old. I'd been in the business, network marketing business for 3 years, right? However, in 6 months, I was able to create massive influence, huge engagement, and conversation that's just going off on my page all the time. All right? So I'm here to tell you that any single person on this planet can create influence, right? And that can lead to profitability. You can turn likes into leads and all that sort of stuff. All right, so the algorithm. It's hard enough to say it, let alone write it or spell it. So one thing's very important. You don't need to understand exactly what's involved in the algorithm, because the problem is, guys, it's made up of 10,000 plus equations. So you change one bit of the equation and bang, it's changed. The result changes. But what you need to do every single day, that's what you need to understand. Okay, so I'm going to write down this word. It's a completely made up word called FEP. Great word. Each letter is going to represent a process, a 3-step process. Okay, so the first one, F is for friends list. All right, I'm just going to write friends. Eric mentioned it earlier. It was making me laugh because we were all like, when we started network marketing, it was someone added you as a friend, and it was like, confirm, straight away. I just want to get 5,000 friends. When I get 5,000 friends, I'll make a post, and I'll say, hey, join my exciting opportunity, link. Everyone clicks it, 5,000 people see it. If only 1% people click it, 50 people, woohoo! I'm going to be rich. Top earner, top recruiter, top sales, all of that sort of stuff. But it's not about the number of friends you have, it's about the number of connections you have. I don't care if someone comes to me and says, Fraser, I've got 5,000 Facebook friends. I'm going to kill this. I don't care about that. I care about how many of those people do you speak to every single week, at least. So I want you to get out of the thought of, I've got to have 5,000 friends. All the leaders in my company, all the top earners have got thousands and thousands of friends. I've only got 50 because I only just started my network marketing business on social media yesterday. I only have a Facebook page 3 days ago. I've only got 80 friends. What am I going to do? It doesn't matter. It matters about this percentage, 100%. I want you to aim, I want you to make a goal of yours to connect with every single friend you add to your list or is already on your list. But here's the first step. Here's the first step. You have to optimize your list. So I want you to go to this, go to Google on a laptop, go on Google Chrome and type in Facebook Friend Remover Pro. Facebook Friend Remover Pro. One more time. Facebook Friend Remover Pro. And it's a free install that you can actually extend onto the Google Chrome browser. It'll pull up all your Facebook friends and you can literally tick one by off. No, no, no. Who do you delete? So first of all, find all those people who have got a default Facebook profile because they either have been blocked, they've either been banned, or they've either been deleted, or they don't use Facebook because they don't have a profile picture. So get rid of them. Then get rid of all those people from different parts of the world who you maybe are never going to speak to about the business. What's the point in having them? Then, what I want you to do, and this is very controversial, but it'll make sense when I tell you what I'm about to tell you. Facebook is a behavioral and interest-based website. So what that means is they take every single thing you do. If you like a photo of a dog, you like dogs. If you like a photo of a beach, you like beaches. If you like a photo of a nice house, you like nice houses. So the advertising platforms, they know all that, right? So, oh, Fraser Brooks, he's liked a photo of a dog. So if anyone advertises to people who like dogs, Fraser Brooks is going to see it. So if your Facebook friends are made up of everyone in your company, 100% of your friends, 20% of your friends, 50% of your friends are in the same company as you, chances are you're in a group or you're in a page that is related to that company. So what happens? You go to your company convention, right? And you take selfies and you're videoing it, you're doing lives, and then you get home, and if you're like me, I'm an introvert. Might not feel like it when you're watching this, but I am. It takes a lot of energy for me to do this. I do some crazy Tony Robbins stuff in the toilet before I did this. Don't know if any of the guys heard me, but it was a bit weird. What happens, right? So I go on the groups, I'm liking this group, and my friend is also at that event. We're taking photos, we're doing lives and all that. I get home, I have my introvert hangover, I'm under the duvet, leave me alone, right? And I go on Facebook. Every single post, oh, they were at the event as well. Oh, they were at the event as well. They were at the event. Why is my Facebook feed just full of people who are at the same event as me? Because Facebook know that you have the same interests, so it's appropriate, it's relevant. Just how Google works. It doesn't tell you the best result, it finds you the most relevant result. So, this is the controversial bit. I want you to make sure you have less than 20% of your Facebook friends list that are in the same company as you. It's controversial. Now you're thinking, but I can't offend people. Have a group. Add them in the group. You can speak to people in the group even if you're not friends with people. All right? It's really important. So I'm just going to write 20% or under. Okay, really important. So that's the F. The E, sorry guys, I know I move around a lot. The E is for engagement. Oh. And my spelling is really, really bad, so I'm actually quite surprised I wrote that right. I think. Are we good? Engagement? Yeah. No line. Right? Okay, so engagement. These are the 4 things in order of weight that you do on Facebook, which will reward you in visibility. Now, you might be thinking, why do I need to know all this? You do because when you post, more people will see your post. And if more people see your post, more people will have the chance of liking your post or loving your post. And the more people who do that, your power of likability goes up. And when you go on a post and you see, 100 likes, 100 loves, this guy must know what he's doing. And the influence starts to be created. Okay, so C. C is for comments, right? If you see a Facebook post, give it a comment. Why? Because you can't like a like. If I like a post and I just go scroll, like, ha, screw you, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm hacking your Facebook algorithm because I'm liking everything. It doesn't work like that. Because if I like Eric's post, he can't like the fact that I've liked it. But if I comment on Eric's post, all his audience, Eric sees it and he likes it and he replies back, I become visible. Facebook love it when you have a comment on a post because it creates conversation. It creates community, and that's what Facebook is all about. The next one is E, for emoji, right? Use the emojis. Don't like anything. Please do not use that thumbs up button. Please don't. Love it, wow it, haha emoji it, right? Take that fraction of a time, a little bit longer to give it some love. It gives massive difference to the algorithm. And again, the algorithm's not going to build your business, but it's going to build your visibility. All right. Then we've got R. And R is for replies. So if you make a post, right, and someone comments, take the time to reply to it. Now, I want you to think of it like this. If you go on your mobile app and 5 people have commented, people now pay more attention to the number of likes, comments, and shares than the actual post itself. Weird, really weird, but they do, right? So 5 people have commented. Now, let's say you reply to each one of those 5. Now there's 10 comments. And let's say they reply to each one of your replies. Now there's 15 comments. What do you think people see more kind of credibility with? 5 comments or 15 comments? 15, right? But Facebook see that as, wow, the content that you're producing, the content that you're posting is creating community, it's creating conversation, right? So then they bring your stuff to the top again. It's crazy. And then M is for Messenger. People think the more messages you have, the more chats you have on the Messenger, the more visibility your post gets. No, it's the 4th ranking. Comments, reacting with emojis, replies are ahead of Messenger. The Messenger is the best app on the entire App Store, in my opinion, because conversations lead to commissions. There's too many people out there who are trying to get a commission before having a conversation. And remember, you need to have permission to get a commission. All right, so let's go with the P. And the P is for posts. I told you I move at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I really do, right? Posts, P for posts. Now I want you to think of this situation. Let's say I've got a 9-to-5 job. I'm so happy I don't, but let's say I do. And I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I get in the car at 8, and I get to work at 9, and then I finish at 5, I get home by 6:30, I'm tired, 7 o'clock, I'm on the sofa. Right? Now, let's say you as a network marketer have gone absolutely crazy throughout the day and have posted 15 million times. You posted what you had for breakfast, what your dog had for breakfast, the holiday you've just booked, like your football team, whatever it might be. When I sit down on the sofa, how many of those posts am I going to see? Probably not many. But if you've done so many posts and one person, are they going to like them all? No. If you do 1 or 2 posts a day, right, chances are you'll get more likes and more comments on that one post, which will have the power of likability. So people then go, wow, this guy's getting 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 likes and all these comments. And people will just see you more credible, more influential, and they'll want to be a part of your community. So I have something called the 3-hour rule. So if you post at 9 a.m., you can't post again until after 12. If you post at 12 p.m., you can't post until 3 p.m. Although this is involving the Facebook profile, not business pages, Facebook profile, I want you to treat your Facebook profile as a business. If you want to build on social media, you got to treat it like a business. Okay. Now, with posts, I want you to also start utilizing text-only based posts more than anything. I have something called the toilet technique, all right? It's duplicatable because everyone sits on the toilet every single day, right? So if I can make a post sat on the toilet, it can duplicate. I'm not going to go and hire a Ferrari and then fly to the Bahamas and just take loads of photos and just get a 300 style paint on set of abs, right? I am literally going to sit on the toilet and do my posts because I know every single person can do that. So what do I post? If you utilize text-only based posts under 85 characters in length, what happens is the font is a little bit bigger. It's usually 2 or 3 lines. So think about it. On Facebook, the second post that you make is an ad, right? So if I do all this spiel and these photos and these lives and these videos, it takes this much space up on Facebook's platform, right? And then the advert's there. So what happens is Facebook make money when the ads play. But if there's a little tiny bit of text, it's 2 lines, they can literally see the Facebook ad almost straight away. So Facebook put them right to the top, so they make money more and more and more. So you'll see, I do these posts, 3 or 4 of them every single week, and I get 500 to 1,000, sometimes even 15,000, that'd be awesome, 1,500 likes on these posts. And you know what I do the majority of the time? I go to Google. I then go to Google Images. I type in success quotes, motivational quotes, funny quotes, network marketing quotes, entrepreneurship quotes, and I find an image. I go, oh yeah, that's about 85 characters in length, and I type it out. I type it out because Facebook do not want you posting images with text on it because they can't control the text that is within the image. All right, another kind of post is Facebook Lives. I'm not gonna kind of go into that right now, but this is what I want you to do when you do a post. Because you're gonna do 1 or 2 a day, instead of spending 5 minutes on 10 different posts, start spending 20 minutes on 1 post every single day. Now, this is what's gonna happen. First of all, you're gonna warm up the algorithm. So you're gonna go into the stories, you're gonna go into the news feed, and you're gonna give love, you're gonna give comments, you're gonna give clap emojis, you're gonna go, "Way, you rock, attaboy, love it, you're a rock star," whatever it might be. Then you're gonna do the post, right? Then you're gonna do the post. Then for the first 10 minutes after you've made the post, you're watching or you're tuning in, you're on the toilet still. It's 20-minute toilet time every single day, guys, right? So you're on the post and if someone comments, you're giving it a love and then you're replying. Someone else comments, love, reply. Someone else comments, love, reply. What that does is it's something called the Facebook early engagement score. So they see, wow, this conversation's going real fast. This is a good post. Let's put it to the top of the Facebook platform. So what then happens? More people see it. More people see the engagement. More people see the comments. More people become part of the conversation, and your influence is growing and growing and growing. A year ago today, I was getting anywhere from 60 to 100 likes every single post. Today, I'm getting over 600 likes every single post I do, and I'm in Eric Warrior's house, right? This is someone who had low self-esteem, no confidence, no future, no nothing, massively introverted, but I mastered the art of using Facebook every single day. I don't spend hours upon hours on Facebook. I spend enough for me to get the message out there, whatever it might be. So focus on 1 or 2 areas of your life. Eric mentioned it earlier. Don't post every single thing about you. Mention it in the lives, but don't just focus. I focus on network marketing, social media. That's it. People will get to know about you, and Facebook will put your message in front of the right audience. All right? So make sure you do that. Make sure you're efficient with your toilet time, and go crush it. Thanks so much.
Some people call it toilet times. Other people call it potty posts. Yeah, I was watching in the comments. This guy really is, these strategies here are solid, actionable, and he's done his homework. And we're going to talk about Facebook Lives next hour, and I want you to comment again on that. The engagement he gets is enormous, and I just want you to know, I'm going to beat your engagement. I'm going to use your own information against you. I'm going to have more comments, likes, and emojis and replies than you could even think about. The race is on.
You wish. No. You wish. Thanks so much. All right.
All right. I hope you're getting value from this. You need this closer? All right. The next presenter we have going to continue the conversation. Please welcome out Mr. Rob Sperry. Whoop, you don't need that.
Yeah, I don't need it. I got it. Go. So toilet time, is that called the toilet training, the toilet time training? Is that what it is? Because if that's what it is, great. The only question I have with Fraser on that specifically is, what happens if you start losing some of your circulation because you're on the toilet too long? So I don't know if that's a problem if that happens with Fraser, because it sounds like he's just on there for hours, just on the toilet doing toilet time. But we're going to cover some fun things. I got my notes here just in case, and I think it's important to understand. I was talking to my friend Todd Falcone here, and he's like, bring your notes up. It's good for people to see. Sometimes when you're doing Facebook Lives, you're doing other things, you've got notes, you've got to refer to them. Who cares? Just be you, be real. So we're going to start out talking about the purpose of social media. What's your purpose? And I think there's a couple different ways to break that down. So I'm going to break it down from my perspective. Your first purpose is you want to be more likable. People don't do business, for the most part, with people they don't like. They're not going to network with you if they can't stand you, if they don't like you at all. Now, as it's been talked about so often, the goal is to make sure that you're using that authenticity when you're becoming likable. Don't fake it until you make it. You're not trying to pretend like you're somebody completely different. That's one of the great parts about social media, is eventually it's just too hard to do that. You can't do that for too long. It's too hard to do that. So the first thing I'd write down is the law of likability. The second law would be to make sure that we're building the law of credibility. We want to become an influencer. We want to build our credibility because we all have that friend or that family member that we love so much, but you'd probably never refer them to do any type of business. You may not even network with them because they haven't built that credibility. And so social media is a great platform where you can start to begin that credibility. Of course, you have to build it offline as well. The third principle or law would be the law of recallability. Think about this. Let's say you have a friend that's an incredible realtor. They're a real estate agent, and you haven't spoken to that friend in 10 years or 15 years. You're probably not going to think about them when you need to purchase some sort of real estate. And that's because they haven't mastered the law of recallability. You've got to stay in touch with people. Well, social media is the best way to do that. Because yes, I do believe what Fraser said, it's true that Facebook Messenger is the most important app you have for Facebook. It's the most important tool to building your business. But you also have to understand when you're doing this and you're building this business, that when you're posting on a consistent, regular basis, that it will help to build that law of recallability, which you can start to utilize some of that likability and start to build some of that credibility. And ultimately, the goal is from there is the fourth law, is the law of profitability. Your goal is to find that win-win scenario. Your goal is to find that win-win situation. Your goal is to find and make sure that you're finding that exact principle as you're building that fits for them, that fits their needs as you're going through it. So understand that as you're going, what's the purpose? Now, I know when I started out with social media, I was just so scared. I was thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to post? I don't know what to say. And I'm seeing all these people, right? This is back in the day when people were posting what they ate for breakfast. I don't want to post what I ate for breakfast. It used to be as a teenage boy, right? My goal was to be able to read the diaries of the girls. You wanted to know what they were thinking. And then all of a sudden Facebook started and it was like you saw everybody's diaries and it was a little bit too much. Everybody was posting what they did. Oh, I ate this for breakfast, ate this for lunch, ate this for dinner. And so it started getting a little bit too much. And so if you want to understand the Facebook algorithm, as Fraser just explained a lot of that, Eric's talked a lot about that, let's simplify it for you. The more popular your post is, the more it gets shown. If you have a post that isn't popular, after let's say 20 minutes and there's one like, Facebook doesn't want to become irrelevant because Facebook can only show your content as much as it wants to, but it's only going to show your content a certain amount of time. Think about that. Because they have people that are spending money on Facebook ads. That's how Facebook makes money. They can only have your attention so much. They can only have your eyeball so much. So if they're showing irrelevant content, then Facebook will become irrelevant. Facebook doesn't want to become irrelevant. So the more popular your post is, the more Facebook's going to say, that's popular content. I want to show that content to more and more people. So likes and comments, interaction, and shares bring more exposure, which can bring more likes and comments and even more interaction, which can create, right, help you for that law of likability, law of credibility, law of recallability. And ultimately, you transition those likes and comments and interaction into money. Hopefully, you transition those into conversations on Messenger. And maybe it transitions from there into a FaceTime, into a Zoom, into a phone call. So you have to understand that when you're really looking at the purpose. So go back to that for the algorithm. As Fraser was saying, as we simplify this, if you have a post and you make a post and you have a couple people that comment, absolutely reply to them. Because then, yes, you're boosting that visibility. You're boosting that credibility, right? That likability, that recallability, which will help you. So now I'm going to transition into content. Because people are always asking. I know, like I said, for me, that was one of the biggest fears I had. I was so scared that I posted on average once every 3 weeks or so for several years as I started building my social media business on Facebook because I just didn't know what to say. So the first thing you have to realize and you have to understand is embrace the suck. You may post things that aren't great. That's okay. Post them. So I'm not going to tell somebody to go run a marathon that can only run a mile. Hey, let's go run a marathon right now. And that would be you if you're not posting every single day. Maybe that's too hard for you. Maybe you're only posting once a month. Maybe you can start posting once a week. But what I would say is build up to posting every single day so that you can increase your likability, so you can increase your credibility, your recallability, and ultimately your profitability. Do that every single day. Now, some of the tips that helped me, so I was able to start posting every single day. In my phone, I have a notepad. Every single one of you needs to have some sort of notes that you save. And in it, it's titled Facebook. Every single time I hear something, you've heard so many incredible presentations today, so many incredible trainings, so many incredible insights. I would take any time you hear something insightful for them, and I would put it there in your notes, because this will be content that you can potentially use. Yes, you need to make it your own and give it your own perspective, or you do need to give credit. You don't want to plagiarize. The next thing I do is when I'm reading or listening to personal development, anytime something comes to my mind, I put it in my phone. Right now, I have 150 posts ready to go. Now that sounds like a lot to most of you. Well, that's because I've been storing notes for over 4 years now. So my content just keeps growing. The one thing that you'll also realize from this is it's not just the value that you're providing for other people is incredible, because you're starting to think, okay, what should I say? How can I help? How can I help others? How can I be that light? How can I be insightful for them? Help them in their lives, help inspire them, help them with their business. But guess what? You're going to become so much better, because now your ability to learn how to learn is going to greatly increase, because you want to figure out, what am I going to say that's going to be insightful? You're going to pay more attention. I know for me, I was worried about running out of content, but as I started posting every single day 4 years ago, my content got better, because my ability to learn how to learn got better. So anytime you're at any training or anything, anytime something comes to your mind, make sure you put that in your notes. The next bit of advice is you can go onto Facebook, and if you don't know where it is, you can just Google it, and it's called On This Day. So at the beginning, you feel like you're starting to run out of content. What I do is I subscribe to On This Day. So what happens after 1 year? Every single one of those posts, every single day, that post I made a year ago pops up. I copy and paste that post, I put it into my notes, and all I do is I edit it, because now I have new insights that I can share. So I can regurgitate some of the same information. This is what some of the great influencers do. If you subscribe to any of the top influential leaders, non-network marketers, and they'll send you newsletters, they'll send you some of the same ones, some of the same content, because 99% of people don't remember it. And when I look on this day, I don't remember most of the time what I said a year ago. So what if 2 or 3 people remember? It's probably a good reminder for them. Your favorite book, you've probably read several times, multiple times. So take that On This Day, copy and paste that, put that into your notes, and then what you can do is you can edit that and create some things that you feel like, would add to it. So imagine year 2, imagine year 3, imagine year 4. Now I'm on year 4, and people are like, wait, you just made a great post, and then you made another post into a group, and I saw you make another post in a group, and all 3 are different. I'm not that smart. I can't come up with that kind of content. If I were on the toilet, I would be on the toilet all day trying to come up with content like that. So I use On This Day. Then the next thing I do is when I'm on social media, I'm trying to study human behavior. So when someone makes an incredible post and I see there's a lot of engagement, I screenshot it, or I copy and paste it. I give credit to who the person is that said it, but I'm going to think about the principle. What was it that they said that sparked so much interest, so that I can learn? And so maybe somebody said that, let's give an example. Maybe somebody said that you need to make sure that you don't treat this like net lottery ticket marketing. So maybe from that I think, wow, people loved that. That was really insightful. So I'm going to think, okay, what can I say that maybe would be a similar principle? I'm not plagiarizing at all. So maybe I come up with something like, rich people think long-term, poor people think short-term, that's spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, and in all aspects of life. So now I'm becoming the authority, giving my own perspective. If you do share quotes, most of the time, not always, you want to become the authority figure. So it's okay to share quotes, or maybe your influencer said something that's incredible, your mentor, but why not give your own insight, your own perspective, so you can share that authority. So you can share that authority, but you can also borrow some of that credibility. And so that would be the next bit of advice, is I would just make sure that You're sharing that credibility. You're sharing some of that influence. I think I covered most of those things. And then the other thing I would say is we're talking about the purpose. The purpose of Facebook is turning strangers into friends and friends into family, and it's maintaining those friendships as well. So be real when you're on social media. Don't go out there and spam. When somebody knocks on your door and they want to solicit you something and you're in the middle of dinner, you're not so excited. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Somebody's coming to sell me something. Or when a telemarketer calls you up and they're there to sell you something, you're not so excited. Or if you are watching TV and you're watching your favorite, whatever, your sports team or your favorite TV show and a commercial comes up, you're like, yes, a commercial came on. I'm so excited. Well, that's how people feel when they go on social media. They're not going on there to be sold by you. They're not going on there to be spammed by you. The best marketers, the best commercials don't go on and just pitch. They're providing value. They're giving. They're telling a story. I'll give you an example. If your company is, let's say just a random example, or 100% generic. Let's say it's a weight loss type company. And if it's a weight loss company, rather than saying, private message me if you want more information, everybody knows they can private message you. They're not going to see that and think, oh, thank goodness they said I can private message. Now I'm going to private message. They're less likely to do it because you're more needy, you're more desperate. So instead, why not share an experience? Maybe it's your friend that had a baby 3 years ago and hasn't been able to lose the baby weight. There's a powerful story there. My friend, without changing their routine, was able to drop 20 pounds in the last 30 days. I'm so proud of you and your journey. See, that's a story. Facts tell, stories sell. We've learned that in the network marketing industry. We need to make sure we transfer that knowledge and that information into creating content. And then the other thing I would say is just show you. You've heard it over and over. Be authentic. People like you for you. You can be vulnerable. If you have a bad day, that's okay. Share it, but share it with perspective of I'm grateful, even though it was a bad day, it's a learning lesson. I learned this and this and this. So you're being positive. You're being uplifting. You're building your brand. People do business. John Maxwell says it best, right? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And you're starting to share that. You're starting to share a little bit how much you care, but you're starting to share a little bit of perspective of who you are as a person. And you're building that brand as you go. And the last bit of advice that I will give is this. This one was huge for me. This made a big difference. Stephen Covey talks about the 7 highly effective habits, one of the best-selling books of all time. And then he wrote another book, and it was called The 8th Habit. And it talks about finding your voice. Your goal on social media is to find your voice. It's not to be a different version of you. It's to become the best, most authentic version of you. Go back and look at whatever you want, your last month, your last 2 months, your last 3 months, and look at all of your content. And go and look at the top 5 that got the most engagement, and look at the bottom 5 that got the least engagement. And as you look at the top 5 that got the most engagement, and then you look at the bottom 5 that got the least engagement, they're still you. There's no difference. Both are you. But you can learn insights on finding your voice and what your audience resonates with. I didn't know my audience was going to resonate with me being an introvert. You've heard that from so many of us. I didn't know that. I made a post and I found out just by doing a self-assessment. I started finding out what people resonated with me so that I could focus on that authenticity and finding my voice. So hopefully you found some value there. Hopefully you found one tip that you can utilize. As we heard Ray at the very beginning, you're going to find so much content here, you're going to be overwhelmed. You can go back and watch these replays over and over again. Just pick one thing you're going to start with that you're going to integrate with yourself and with your teams, and then you can come back and you say, okay, I'm going to go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So I'm so appreciative, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much, Eric, and for all the other legends here for the content that they've provided.
Nice work. Thank fans. All right, you getting some good notes? Hope you are. We've got our board coming back in. We're approaching hour 4. We're coming close. And that's not even halfway. A lot of content in a short period of time, right? But hopefully your notes are filling up. You're going to be able to turn this into activity. Our third presenter before we take our next break, please welcome Mr. Brian Fryer. Where is he? Get in here, man.
Flying in. What's happening, buddy?
Show me your stuff.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Ready to have some fun. How's everybody doing? Excited to be here. Real quick, want to check in with you guys. Can we just have a moment of gratitude? I always love starting with a moment of gratitude. Can we just say thanks to the Warriors, to Network Marketing Pro, the other 15 amazing individuals for all the value they're providing for you guys today. Drop a comment down there. Just tell them thank you. Let's start off with gratitude. Phenomenal job by everybody so far. So excited. I'm taking notes, learning in the process, always a student. I'm excited today to share with you guys a little bit about taking content and engagement, Facebook posts, what have you, and turning them into potential customers or reps for your business. So I'm going to break down what I call the C3 formula. It stands for curiosity, connect, and close. And I'm excited. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. Typically takes me about 30 minutes to share this, but I want to give you guys some tangible examples in this process. So for those of you taking notes, just type C3 formula, if I could spell, right? And what's exciting is that some of you are maybe asking, okay, I get this social media stuff, this Facebook stuff, I'm providing content, I'm posting 2, 3, 4 times per day. Where do I mention my business now? How does this come up? How do I actually generate interest, or what I like to call curiosity? So for those of you taking notes, write this down. 1 out of every 5 posts or so, or maybe every other day, I encourage you to incorporate a curiosity or interest-based post. Now this could be product related or business related. And I'm gonna give you guys some examples here in just a moment. But first is curiosity. So write number 1, first is curiosity, all right? I've got 2 different ways to do this, 2 different formulas to break down. So inside creating curiosity, I believe when you go to try to attract business builders to you, right? There's a business post formula. And then if you want to try to create some interest in your products and develop some new customers and interest there, there's a product post formula when you go to Facebook. So let's start with the business post formula, right? So let's say you approaching Facebook, you're like, I really want to sign up some more reps, what have you, right? So here's what we want to do. This is 4 simple steps. Step number 1 inside this post is we always must start with gratitude. You notice how I started this before I even started talking, expressing gratitude. I think that in today's society, today's world, I think social media is exciting, but I think that our ego gets in the way of just our genuine self, right? You've heard a lot of great stuff today, but I think expressing gratitude in a post is super, super important. Why? It's positive, it's contagious, and that is attractive. When you're around individuals like what we are here and inside your network marketing companies and leaders and all that cool stuff, right? Social media, those who are expressing gratitude, that's attractive. You're like, man, that person's humble. That person, I'm striving to be more like that. We're all a work in progress, but gratitude, or I like to say, have an attitude of servitude. Okay. Number 2 is focus on the benefits. Learned this from my good buddy Ray Higdon. He always talks about don't tell everybody what the product is, tell them what it does. Focus on the benefits, right? It's not about your business is making you $10,000 a month, or you just got a big bonus check or a new car. It's share that story, share that process, share the benefits of what it's providing for you. All right. Number 3 is create curiosity around what your business is doing for you and others, right? So maybe if you're brand new watching this, you're like, well, Brian, I don't have a story. I don't have a paycheck yet. I don't have any results yet. Leverage someone else. Leverage your sponsor. Leverage someone else in your company that you can relate with, okay? So create curiosity around what your business is doing for you and others. And then step number 4 is a call to action, which is optional, all right? So I got to keep moving fast. Product post formula. This is 3 simple steps. Step number 1 is you must address the problem. It's not about going out there and, you have a flash sale today, or you just have this incredible product, the best thing since sliced bread. It's not about telling everybody what that product is, what have you. We need to understand, and for those who don't know, I was a psychology major in college, so it's really, really exciting for me to share this type of value with you guys. And it's not about what you think about your products. It's about the person who's scrolling the news feed and what they think and how that can benefit them. Or maybe a current problem or a situation they're going through, right? And how relatable that actually is, right? So start with a problem, how you overcame a struggle, what have you. Second is the benefit. Again, the benefit of the product, okay? Not what it is, but what it's doing, what it does. And then step number 3, again, optional, is a call to action. Now, real quick, I also have notes because I'm like Rob. I can't even do a Facebook Live without notes. So for those of you that like to use notes as well, use them. So I want to give you a quick business example, okay? Quick disclaimer, don't copy what it is I'm about to share. That's not the intent of this particular exercise. But one thing I really want to drive home is all of us here are not here to tell you what to do. We're more vested, more interested in teaching you how to start thinking. So again, disclaimer, don't copy these examples I'm going to give you, but just use them as ways to start thinking how to do this, okay? So here's a business example type post. Again, very generic, a little bit of psychology cells behind this, but here it is. In quotations, it's the simple things, nails done and credit card bill cut in half. So glad I said yes when my good friend Eric gave me a call, and I'm just kind of figuring this thing out as I go. I'm going to break this down for you guys real quick. It's the simple things. What are we doing? Expressing gratitude. Nails done. Let's talk to all of our females real quick, okay? Think about this. How many of you would like to get your nails done more often? Typically, the response is about 100%, right? Or hair done, what have you. But what are the 2 most common objections? Whether it's you or maybe someone you know, another female you know, 2 biggest objections are I don't have the time and I don't have the money. So sales psychology tells us that what we're doing is we're sharing the benefit, right, of what our business is doing. It's afforded us the time. It's afforded us the money to go get our nails done or our hair done, for example, okay? And your reader is sitting there thinking that, okay? Second part of this, credit card bill cut in half. How many of those in our country, for example, have credit card debt? I don't know what the number is exactly. I would assume maybe 70 to 80%. How many of that 70 to 80% would like that to be gone? Probably all of them, right? So when you share something simple, credit card bill paid in half, what is that implying into the reader who's reading your Facebook post? What is that implying in their mind? You've got some extra funds. Second part of this, really, really powerful. Notice I didn't say like, super excited about my new business. You got to contact me, get in the tree now, do this, do that, join my team, right? Okay. I said, so glad I said yes. Really important. My reader is sitting there saying, said yes to what? It looks like you got a little bit extra time, some extra money. You said yes to something, but I don't know that yet. This is what they're thinking. And then the last part is really powerful, pulls it all together. Really brings in what I like to call relatability, right? I said, and I'm just kind of figuring this thing out as I go. What is this implying to your reader? It's implying to them, again, that you're not putting yourself up on a pedestal, that you're not perfect, you're making all this money, that you're doing all this stuff, but it's saying that, you know what? I have some extra time. I have some extra money. I said yes to something, but I still don't know really what it is I'm doing. I'm just kind of figuring this thing out as I go. To your potential video viewer or reader, they're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, if he or she can do it, I can also do it. Is that helpful? All the comments, you guys are blowing this up. Love it. Quick product example. I got 2 quick product examples for you guys. So say you have, I got a shampoo example. I got a couple examples actually. A jewelry. Let's start with a jewelry example. So we're working with lots of folks inside jewelry companies, right? And they're like, how do we express, and promote our jewelry, our anklets, our bracelets, our charms? And so I gave them this post a couple weeks ago, and it was really powerful. Feel free to put your own spin on it. But think about this. Imagine a selfie, right, of your charm. You're wearing this charm. Maybe see in this particular example, a picture of your grandma in there, right? Maybe she's really important to you. And you take a close-up picture of this charm, right, okay? And in your text, in your words, you put something like this, in quotations. My grandma's story is so inspiring. So thankful for the constant reminder that's so close to my heart. end quote. Really simple. That's an indirect way for you, if you sell jewelry, for example, to share a piece. It's sharing a story, emotion, all inside that one post. Second example, for those of you guys maybe in shampoo, okay? This was an actual example that was really, really beneficial for one of our folks. They said it was a female. Now let me maybe I can set the tone here. So she had her husband, right, take a picture of her. Okay, she was standing in front of a blank canvas just like this, right. Her back was to the camera. He took a picture from about the waist up. Her hair was long brown, looked like she just got out of a salon. Okay, trying to paint the picture for you here. And here's what she put in the post. No products in the picture, nothing like that, okay? Just her hair, good lighting. She wrote this: "These are my second day curls. Slept on, untouched up, didn't even run my hands through them. Yep, I'd say that's a win." And then she used hashtag lazy girl hair. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. This one post, I know, it's quick disclaimer, no results guaranteed, but I know for a fact this produced over half a dozen customers within 24 hours. Even a new business partner. One more example, health and wellness. You can insert any type of picture. I was thinking for this one, for the health and wellness folks out there with all these filters and stuff nowadays. I know Rachel, I'm always following Rachel. Her favorite one, at least the one I like to see, and I know she uses a lot, is one where you have this big cheeser grin, right? The big cheeser grin, you know, it's like up close and it's this huge mouth, right, with these teeth. I'm assuming that type of a selfie with you with this huge grin and then something in the words like this: "So thankful for my good friend Frazier," right? We'll plug a little Frazier plug, "for sharing his secret on how he lost 10 pounds in the last 30 days. I feel like I've tried everything already, but I'm so excited to get started." See, again, the reader is sitting there, right? If they're in your audience and they're like, "Well, man, I got, you know, a wedding coming up next month, or something else is coming up, and I need to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days," or something like that. They're going to find that beneficial, right? And then curiosity has been created. Helpful so far? Love it. You guys are rocking it out. How we doing on time? We good on time? So step C3 formula, curiosity. Just gave you the format for a business post formula, format for a product post formula, okay? Let's go to the connect. So after you create curiosity, okay, you've generated interest, you've generated what we call a lead, or someone who's interested in your products or learning more about your business. What do you do now? To me, this is the gap that gets overlooked, and I think that this is going to be really helpful for you guys in tangible. So connect, right? Okay, what do we see most of the time out there today? Well, of course, maybe we get the curiosity part right. We generate a lead. We get them into something like Messenger. Maybe we get them on the phone, maybe a video chat, maybe meet them in person for coffee if that's what's most helpful for you, right? Okay, but then what happens? What happens? We word vomit, right? We word vomit. "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you all about this, and this, and this. It gets totally out of hand, okay? So 3 quick things I want to share when it comes to connect, okay? Connect. So they're going to be excited. "Tell me more." "Oh my gosh, I'm excited." You get them into Messenger, okay? So they're like, "Okay, tell me more." Here's what you should say. 3 simple questions I want you to insert. And this is what Ray always teaches, being postured in a conversation, okay? So let's say that Rob, for example, messaged me about my shampoo, okay? I made a curiosity post. He messaged me, "Tell me more about this shampoo." Okay, here's what I would say. "Hey, Rob," in quotations, right? "Hey, Rob, so excited to hear from you. Listen, I can't wait to share more about what it is I'm using. But hey, before I do, I'm just curious, what are you currently using?" Question number 1. Question number 2. "Oh, that's awesome. Well, what seems to be the biggest struggle with that particular shampoo?" That's question 2. And then question 3. "Right on, gotcha. So I'm just curious, what does that typically cost you each and every month?" That's my 3rd question. Really, really powerful. So what am I doing here, guys? I'm building the perceived value of what it is I have to share. I haven't mentioned my products. I haven't mentioned my company name. I haven't mentioned prices, okay? I'm building the perceived value. He's telling me why everything else he's tried has not worked and why he needs to try what I have. Really, really powerful. So last thing, real quick. Curiosity, connect, via messenger, via phone, via video chat, whatever it is that you feel most comfortable in. I encourage you to point them to your strength. We now need to get to the close, all right? We need to get to the close. Now, each and every one of you are in different incredible companies, and you have tools, you have resources. Maybe you have a quick 5-minute video to share more about the product, maybe more about the business. The idea, point them to the tool, right? This is a great formula to insert extracting leads, those who are curious and interested, from your public profile, okay? From your audience, connect with them, because relationships are so important, ask a few questions, and then it's time for the close. This is a simple transitional statement to transition them to now maybe your video, your website, a link, what have you, okay? So in the close formula, really simple, I'm gonna finish with this. Is let's say my friend Danny reached out and she said, I've been trying to lose weight. I've tried everything. I've tried this, tried that. Nothing's working. I'm just ready for a change. I got a wedding coming up next month, and I really need to lose these 10 pounds before next month. So my reply would be, in quotations, write this down. Right on, Danny. I appreciate you sharing. Now, based upon what you just shared about trying every other product out there and having a huge event next month to go to and wanting to lose 10 pounds before that event, I may or may not have a simple solution for you. Are you open to learning more? If not, it's totally cool. End quote. Really, really powerful. One other quick example is business related. Let's say you made a business curiosity post. Someone messaged you, hey, I'm excited, tell me more. You take them through the connect phase, 3 simple questions, raise the perceived value about what it is you have to offer. And maybe they share something along the lines of, well, Brian, my husband just got his hours cut in half from 80 to 40. I stay at home with the 2 kiddos every single day. And I was thinking, if I can bring in a little bit of extra income, it would help suffice and pay some of the bills. Great. See, I just identified the pain point, the problem, so now I insert the close. Right on, Danny. I really appreciate you sharing. I can actually relate to some of that, but here's the deal. Based upon what you just shared about your husband getting his hours cut in half, you wanting to be able to make a couple extra $100 to cover some of the bills while you stay at home with the 2 kiddos, I may or may not have a potential solution for you. Are you open to learning more? Really, really simple. So I really hope and pray that these 3 examples, these tangible examples, the C3 curiosity, connect, and close formula, help you not only start generating the leads through your content on something like Facebook, but then learning how to connect with them, developing a relationship, and determining their level of openness in the close. So with that, thank you guys so much for having me. Mr. Worry and Marina, thank you guys. Grateful. Let's do it.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hope you have great notes by now. We're going to take another 5-minute break, but let me tell you what's to come. We're going to be talking about Facebook Lives. We're going to be talking about Facebook groups. We're going to be talking about Facebook stories, Instagram stories. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn. We're going to be talking about prospecting the people that the community that you build. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch more. I mean, there's just so much more yet to come. Hope you got great notes. Take 5 minutes to refresh your mind, refresh your body, and we'll be back 5 minutes from now.